TNA Throwback 85, as you can already see by the graphics, it's time for the Destination X pay-per-view, Sunday, July 10, 2011. But first, as I promised, I'm gonna announce the standings for the BFG series from round 2. Basically, last week, I think we reached round 3. We got 2 matches from round 3. AJ beat Gunner and Eric Young beat Crimson, but the round 2 standings are as follows. Jeff Hardy is in first place with 17 points, followed by John Morrison with 14, Samoa Joe in third place with 10, EY is also with 10, then we got Chris Daniels, RVD, Crimson and AJ with 7, and in last place we got Gunner and Kazarian with 0. As I have already explained, the BFG series have just begun, so the standings, most of the people are gonna be standing on the same points because a pinfall victory is 7 points, a submission is 10, and basically DQ and countout are less than 7. So we are on our way to the pay-per-view. We're gonna talk more about the BFG series once we get to Impact and stuff like this. So it's time for Destination X. We kick off the show with the promised 6-way, but there's no way to book a 6-way, so we're gonna book a 4-way and pretend it's a 6-way. You know, the limitations of the game. And I think that in EWR, as far as the game goes, a 4-way is gonna get way more rating, big rating, instead of a 6-way. So let's say we put low-key in the match, because these 4 guys are probably the best that you can do a 4-way with. So we got John Morrison becoming the X-Champ by beating Shaylee, saving low-key, and we're gonna add Robbie E and Homicide to the mix after the match. So he's the new champion. The follow-up match is for the Knockouts title. We got Gail Kim against Tara. I think Morrison deserves to be the X-Champion because he failed 2 times by not beating Aries, but since Aries is moving up to the main event by cashing in his option C, I think it's fair for Morrison to pick up the X title. I still don't have an idea for a feud after this. Probably he's gonna face the Guns in separate matches or something like this. So Gail Kim retains against Tara. I think it's obvious that I'm going with the Mickie James and Gail Kim storyline because Mickie James just debuted, but I have said 1,000 times that I don't really focus on the knockouts. I will probably give them a match or a segment per show, but this is it. So I'm not really a fan of the knockouts division, and that's why I'm mostly focused on the men's aspect. So Bobby Roode and James Storm against Tyron and the Freak in a #1 contenders match. After the match, we got losers arguing, I guess. So this whole match, we build up Styron and the Freak, and someone is gonna probably think that it's pointless to build up Styron and the Freak in such a way, then like job them out. But I think that Beer Money deserves to be the #1 contenders. So we need them to beat an established team, a team with momentum, which were Styron and the Freak. And this isn't the end, because Styron and the Freak is kind of a comedy team. It's not really a serious contender. This Steiner and Freak combination, the point of this is just to put over Steiner, because Steiner on his own got pretty boring. I acquired Steiner a long time ago, so Beer Money are the new #1 contenders, and who are they gonna face? They're gonna face the Pope and Morgan because they are gonna get the win and retain the titles over Crimson and Joe. I have already explained that Crimson and Joe are gonna split up. Both are in the BFG series, and Crimson just turned heel. The finish is gonna come when Crimson turns on Joe, and this is how it's gonna go. Pope and Morgan retain the titles, and they're gonna face Beer Money on next month's pay-per-view. Kurt Angle versus Mr. Anderson, the third match from the card, and this match is gonna end in a draw. It's a double DQ. Why? Because this is gonna be a continuation of this feud. I don't think I need any of them jobbing, because you're gonna see on the impacts following this what is gonna happen. But we need them to draw here because probably one of them is gonna be involved in the world title picture. I'm gonna see what the fuck will happen here. I can't really explain the reason why I'm doing no draw between Angle and Sting without spoiling my show, and I think it's gonna be pretty pointless for me to spoil this because there's not gonna be any interest. If anybody watches this, there's not gonna be any interest for the next following episodes. So the whole point of the Angle and Anderson draw is to basically from Giolito, verbal attack. So I completely went over the career versus mask. So yeah, Angle and Anderson are gonna draw. You're gonna see the reason for this over the next few weeks. Abyss will defeat Sting, and Abyss is gonna end Sting's career. Now, this doesn't mean that Sting is fully retired, because you never really retire in wrestling, but this means that Sting is just gonna be... he's not gonna be a regular performer. I'm possibly gonna lay him off for a few months, and Sting may return in some kind of authority role. But this is basically the end for Sting. I think Sting is pretty old here in 2011. It's better for him to retire this way by Abyss beating him and putting Abyss over. And this is gonna be the big shock of the pay-per-view. Austin Aries will become the new champion. He will become the new champion by cheating. The whole point is for him to turn. I have been setting this up for a long time. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. Basically what's gonna happen is Aries, he used option C, right? So this is gonna be like the opportunity of a lifetime. Aries really wants to become the new champion. He knows that he's probably not good enough to earn a shot on his own, because he's only been dealing with the X division title picture and he's never been a main eventer before. So now he sees this is the golden opportunity, and this will be the time to turn Aries heel, because Aries, as soon as he come in, he was a babyface. He came in I think last year this time, and he quickly became the X champion. But Aries has been the babyface for a long time. So here we got the heel turn, and Austin Aries is the new World Heavyweight Champion. This is really shocking, I guess, because Jay Lethal just became the champion at Lockdown, which was 3 months ago, but his reign is cut short by Aries cheating. Basically, Aries is gonna cheat. He's gonna use, he's gonna do a low blow, or he's gonna do some sort of a behind the referee stuff. So Aries is the new World Heavyweight Champion. We got nice rating in the tag match, 91%. How many stars? 3 3/4 stars, which is fine. Angle and Anderson got 86 for a double DQ, 86 for Abyss and Sting, and Abyss actually gained overness. The main event should get 87% for the main event. Aries is the new world champion, almost a 4-star match. So yeah, this is the pay-per-view. Basically, we have John Morrison as the new X Division champion. We got Austin Aries as the new world champion. Angle and Anderson got a double DQ, and Abyss ended Sting's career. You're gonna see probably a better recap once I do I write the pay-per-view in the program, and it's not gonna look like this. It's gonna look like this. So next episode we're gonna recap the pay-per-view better, and we are on our way to Hardcore Justice. Next pay-per-view is on August 7th. We got 4 more impacts until then, so let's see the buy rate. 1.74, 18,000 people, which is great. A bunch of, I guess Steiner's been working stiff, so this is it for the pay-per-view, and next episode we're gonna follow up with the impact, so stay tuned.